exercising words of man's wisdom. They were the demonstration of the spirit and power. Where are those who will demonstrate God? Manifesting his authority. It's not about church. If all the power we see is in a vigil, all the power we see is in a church program, we don't know power. Go and read the Bible. Jesus manifested power in the market. They demonstrated power in the world, in the mountains of the world. That's where you wield your scepter. When we come here, only him is king, but we carry his dominion into the world. But why is it that we say so many lofty things in church, but when we go out we become beggars? On our jobs, in our businesses, we act like beggars. Oh, you need to see the way Christians make a mess of them. In government, in business, they talk on two sides of their mouth. You'll find a Christian in 4 years, he has shifted grounds like a puppet, and he has the audacity to say, God, all glory to God. Kings must rise. You see, the beautiful thing is, you are not trying to become a king. You have been made one. Your job is to function like one. The Bible said in Revelations 1 verse 6, giving thanks to the Father who has washed us in his blood and made us kings and priests unto the Father. And he said, to him be glory and dominion forever. He has made us. He's not making us. We have already been made kings. God is not trying to make you a king. He has made you a king. You are already a king. In 1 Peter 2:9, he said it's not only few that are kings. He said you are a chosen generation. That means the whole generation is a generation of kings. You are a royal priesthood. So we have all been made kings. But if we don't acknowledge it, then there will be an evil under the sun. He said kings are trekking. Beggars are riding on horses. You must wake up not just to the realization of the fact that you have been made king, but you must take up the responsibility to operate as one. Because if you don't, you may be a king, but you may never manifest as one. He said the heir, Galatians 4:1, is not different from a servant, even though he is Lord of all. The heir, so long as he's a child. The word child is the word nepios. He doesn't know who he is. He doesn't have understanding. So he's an heir. He said, but he will function as a servant. And when an heir operates as a servant, it's an abomination on the earth. It's an evil on the earth. Some of you think evil is only when Satan is working. When you don't manifest, it's an evil on the earth. I have seen an evil on the earth. It said kings are trekking. Beggars are riding on horses. It's an evil on the earth. In Ecclesiastes 10:16, it says, woe to you, O land, if your king is a child and eats in the morning for pleasure and not for strength. It said, but blessed are ye, O land, whose prince is the noble, who eats for strength and not for pleasure. The rise of kings is now. Otherwise, our lands will be overtaken by wickedness, and nobody can stand to say restore, because we don't have our scepter. You must acknowledge who you are. When you do, the power begins to flow. In Philemon 1:6, it said that the communication of your faith should become effectual by the acknowledging of every good thing that is in you. You need to acknowledge that you are a king. You need to acknowledge that you are born a ruler. You need to acknowledge that you are the head and not the tail. You need to acknowledge that you are God's representative on the face of the earth. You need to acknowledge that when men see you and they don't see God, it will be difficult for them to see God any other way. That's why he sent you and I as witnesses. We are supposed to be the first point of call when people ask, who is God? And we don't just talk about him, we model him. We model him. We reflect him. We witness unto him. This is who we are. And one way to do so is operating in your kingship. You are made a king. You are not trying to be one. You have been made a king. Acknowledge it. Let the power flow. And when the power begins to flow, model it. Model it. Model it. I came to show you the mentality of kings. Everyone who will model his kingship, there is a mentality he sustains. And I will show you biblical standpoints as far as this subject is concerned. Number one, every king thinks from the position of identity. One of the things kings fight to sustain is that their identity should not be mistaken. Their identity should not be lost. Why do you think when colonial masters enter a territory, the first thing they want to do is to drown your identity? They give you their language, they give you their culture, they give you their names. What do you think they are trying to do? They are trying to separate you from your heritage. A man who has lost his identity has been cut off from his heritage. Imagine me, I am Michael. When I think about it, I say, thank God, Michael is a biblical name. And it has the name L behind it. If I was all this Smith, Smith, if your name is Smith, sorry. Okechukwu is bearing. You know the names they give some people? They don't even, some of those names don't have meaning. They call some people rice. Some is stone. You think it's an intelligence. When they came into your borders, they took your name, took your language, took your culture. Because they know when they do that, they will sever you from your heritage. Now, this is a human heritage. Yet, see the way they fight to cut you off it. How much more your heritage with God? If you don't know who you are, you can't tap into what is available for you in God. That's why God, amongst other things, insists on giving you an identity. Because your kingship begins from having an accurate identity of who you are. There are 5 identities that you must never allow anything to make obscure in your life. Number 1, you are a child of God. Let it sink in your head. You were born by a king. So kingship is your DNA. You are a child of God. You are not just, the Bible said he came unto his own. See, these scriptures have implications. They are trying to reprogram you to have an understanding of what is going on. In John chapter 1, you read from verse 10. He said he came into the world. Although the world was made by him, the world received him not. He came unto his own knew him not. He said, but as many as received him, to them he gave the right to become the children of God. He's telling you that you are not just an African anymore. You are now born of heaven. You are now a child of God. This is why you have the liberty to think like God, to dare to operate like God. Because if you were not like God, it would have been effort in futility. Imagine if a goat was trying to dress like me. Think about it. You must have that identity. Most of you don't know you are children of God. That's why somebody looks at you and say, you will see. You start panicking. Me? See what? Show it. Why are you talking if you can show it? I know whom son I am. My father is the creator of the universe. My father is the King of kings. My father is the Lord of all. See, there are things I don't pray about. Those who are with me will tell you.